Did God accept human sacrifices in the Bible?
That's a very good question. We can take a look at one case recorded in the Bible regarding Jephthah. During wartime between the Israelites and the Ammonites, Jephthah was called to lead the campaign against the Ammonites. Jephthah made a vow to God that if he were to win the war, he would offer a burnt sacrifice as a form of gratitude. He said that the first thing that walked out of his door, he would sacrifice. Upon achieving victory from the campaign, Jephthah came home and saw his daughter walk outside his home. This tore Jephthah apart, and he told his daughter, "Oh no, my daughter. You have brought me down and I am devastated. I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." His daughter understood the implications, and asked for 2 months' reprieve to roam the hills with her friends. Jephthah agreed, and 2 months later he did to her as he vowed. So did Jephthah really sacrifice his daughter as a burnt offering? It's actually not clear, as the Bible does not state in text that he burned her alive. Can we find other clues in the Bible that would shine light on this case? We see in Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 10, God says no one is to burn their sons or daughters as a human sacrifice. This is also found in Deuteronomy chapter 12 verse 31. So we know centuries before Jephthah, God made it clear that he does not accept human sacrifices. It seems Jephthah wasn't fully aware of the old teachings, which means this is an error of judgment from Jephthah to even make the vow in the first place. But if Jephthah did burn his daughter alive, would God be pleased? We see in Isaiah chapter 1 verse 11, that God was not pleased with the burnt animal offerings from the Israelites. Again, we see this occur in another case in Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 20. Because the Israelites had become a sinful nation, God no longer accepted their sacrifices to atone for their sins. Which means God would not have been pleased with Jephthah sacrificing his daughter, as this is a sin God cannot accept. But what about the time when God ordered Abraham to sacrifice his only son Isaac on the altar? We see in Genesis chapter 22 verse 12, moments before Abraham was bringing the blade down, God stopped him from slaying Isaac. This was only a test from God to see if Abraham had complete faith in God. So when you compare Abraham's case to Jephthah, you see that God never called Jephthah to sacrifice his own daughter. That was purely Jephthah who conjured up the idea to do so. We can conclude that whatever happened, Jephthah was in the wrong to make such a vow. Had he visited a priest before following through, the priest would have told him that God does not accept human sacrifices. His daughter would have been spared. So we can't really blame God when Jephthah was the one who took matters into his own hands.